Hi, and welcome to the training. My name is Mike Genther. I'm part of FG Express and the Global Win team, and I'd like to share a couple of things with you today. This will be a shorter little module, one of many to come, but I'd like to actually title this Timing and Talent. Now, you're involved with a company. You might have just joined, you might have been involved for just a few months, but there's something about this industry, and it's called relationship marketing. And it's timing beats talent, but ours is timing meets talent. So what I'd like to do is to take you just along a journey so we can get our thought process right. Zig Ziglar, I don't know if you've ever had a chance to read his books or see him in person before he passed on. He always carried a pump with him up on stage, and he would sit there and talk about really our industry, how you have to pump and pump and pump and pump a long time when most people give up just to prime the pump to start getting a flow. So if you'll pump long enough, hard enough, and enthusiastically enough, sooner or later the effort will bring forth a reward. Now, in this industry, it's kind of crazy that a lot of people feel that 2 to 5 years, and this is a business, so we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts of this. It does take 2 to 5 years to build it, and if you're fortunate enough to get in front of timing, then you're really going to be in a great place. So know that 2 to 5 years in business is a long time to get rich, but don't feel that 40 years at a job is a long time to stay broke, and that's where most people are. You know, a job is just over broke, and that's really what it's about. So let's take a look at this. And there's a book called 3 Feet from Diamonds, or Acres of Diamonds, I believe it was, 3 Feet from Gold. And you should get that. First comes the dream, then comes the struggle, and then there's victory. But the problem is that most people give up during the struggle, never knowing how to close, and they were so close to victory. The only way that you're going to fail is if you quit. So here's what I've learned in this industry. Never, never, never quit. Get plugged in and don't quit. Let's talk about the X factor. Now, the X factor is really this business. If you take a look at the gold line toward the bottom, that's where most people are. They have a linear income. It's called a job. They work, they get rewarded for it. Well, that's pretty much how that 40-year syndrome works. But let's take a look at the X factor in relationship marketing. Now, if you see the green line going from the upper left to the lower right, and the red line going from the lower left to the upper right, well, that's effort and reward. But know that in this business, if you take massive and immediate action for a short time period, in the very beginning, there'll come a point where your effort actually will go down and the rewards will go up. Well, you hear about this. You hear about people hitting that lucky thing timing, and they get to make a lot of money in a short time period, and over time they build a residual income. Well, that's what we're going to share with you today, but there's some real talent and there's some tricks, but it's actually just getting plugged in and knowing who to listen to and then doing it with consistency. So timing is very important in this industry. Know that with FG Express, this is the best timing in the world. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. It's all about growth. But let's talk about the 4 phases of growth within most any company, but especially within multi-level marketing or relationship marketing. There's the formulation, the concentration, the momentum, and the stability. Now, most companies never get into momentum. Some can go on for years and go from a formulation concentration into stability. So the best time to join an MLM opportunity is during the concentration phase. At this phase, the company has been proven, but not quite yet hit momentum. And in the momentum phase, the company will experience massive explosive growth at a very rapid rate. And in this phase, most millionaires will be born, and success is abundant for the masses in the company. But how do you get there? Well, let's take a look at something. If you take a look at the red arrow under concentration, that's about where we are right now. Now, knowing that the formulation of the company, that took a decade. Forever Green is over 10 years old. And they're a public company, so there's really nothing to hide. They're really focusing on concentration right now with the FGX division. So we're very, very lucky to be able to be in front of something that is already pretty mature and pretty stable, and it's about ready to hit that momentum. Now, a lot of you might have been looking at other companies, other ways to make money, and you see that timing and you just want to jump over there. Well, let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at skincare, for example. There's a couple of companies that are out there, Nerium, Janice. There's a bunch of really good companies, Secret, etc. And some of the ones might have already hit the momentum. Okay, so that would be about the blue arrow. And there's some very established companies like Nu Skin, for example, and I'm going to share a story with you in a few minutes, and that's where the green arrow is. They're already in stability. So where it might feel good, there's a lot of activity going on with some of the companies that have hit momentum, but they're $300, $400 million on the way to $1 billion, and jumping in with them right now might feel good, but are you able to create wealth? Yeah, probably not. Stability with Nu Skin, hey, they've been around for a long time. So is Amway and a lot of others, but we're going to stick with a couple of examples right now. And Nu Skin is a great company. People have made millions and millions of dollars with it. But getting plugged into it right now, are you going to be able to do that? Probably not. Let's take a look at a few things. These are two of my mentors. Jerry Campese is the silver-haired gentleman on the left, and Richard Call is the gentleman over on the right, both good friends of mine, and some of my earliest mentors. Now, I was involved in another company that didn't quite hit momentum with this, but I spent a lot of time with both of them. Richard Call, when he was with Nu Skin, was able to have a generation of over 600,000 people. Jerry Campese was his wingman, and Jerry had over 41 millionaires on his front lines with Nu Skin, and this is in the 1970s. Jerry and I spent a lot of time, and he taught me about momentum. Well, Jerry was telling me that within Nu Skin, and this is back in the 70s as it was growing, he put a lot of effort into it. 6.5 years to stabilize a residual income of around $14,000 a month. And back then that was some pretty decent money. But when they opened Japan, they were just positioned at the right place at the right time. And when they opened Japan, Jerry actually shared with me that his income exploded. It went from an average of $14,000 a month to over $40,000 a month in a very short time period, I believe about 90 days. And by the end of the following year, he was earning over $400,000 a month. That's extraordinary. But it was all about timing, positioning, and doing the same consistent things day in and day out. And keeping the faith. So, you want to position yourself, and you are positioned right now. Congratulations. You're in front of something that's just going to explode. But a lot of times, you can be plugged in at the right time and nothing happens. Well, that is all up to you. Now, what you need to do is to find the timing and position yourself. But you also have to spend some time with some people. I've been blessed with a bunch of great mentors in my life, and right now I'm even more blessed because this team consists of a lot of people that are actually going someplace, and they can teach you and share things with you as you're helping to build. Successful people find out where the masses are going, and they always get there first. But you got to have somebody with you. You got to have mentors. You got to be part of a winning team, and that's exactly what we have. So I encourage you to get plugged into the Global Win Team. Now, these are some of my mentors in the past, and I have been blessed. Every single person on here I have spent a great deal of time with, and every single person on here has made more than $1 million with a company within network marketing. There's 3 billionaires in the pictures too. So I've been very blessed with that, but I am right now connected at the right place at the right time where all these gentlemen have been in the past, and I'm ready to take off with this. But here's the deal. We have the timing, we have the talent, we have mentors. There are people like Ron Williams, for example. The guy is absolutely awesome, and he's proven. He has been the CEO of several companies that have really done extremely well. And that's exactly where we are right now. Now, Andy and Nancy Burling, that's their picture in the upper right-hand side, and that's actually an article about them on the left-hand side over there. They are absolute mentors in this industry. And the reason I say that is they have a lot to teach us, and that's what we're all about. Mike Renz, absolutely solid. So you guys are at the right place at the right time, along with me and along with a whole bunch of us. And all we really need to do is to follow the breadcrumbs of the people that have been there and that are actually have already built what you and I are looking to build. So you're here at the right time, at the right place, with the right people. It's all about plugging into. Now, I encourage you to get plugged into the Global Win team, to join us on a lot of the different webinars and the different trainings and things that we have. And there's a lot more coming. But also really encourage you to get plugged into our system and get plugged into the company. There's a lot of meetings going on. You have a chance to get out there and participate in them live. And that's what you want to do. If you can't, there's going to be a lot of things on the web, and we're going to be doing a lot of activities. All you have to do is get plugged into it. Now, first thing we want to do is to develop ourselves. These are 3 great books that I highly recommend. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, written in 1910, but it's more pertinent today than I think it was back then. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Well, you've probably read that, but I'd strongly recommend going back and reading it again. And The Magic of Thinking Big. But there's a lot more out there. And the U of U is absolutely a gem with what we're doing. The U of U is taught right now by Ron Williams. And there'll be more opportunity for people to get plugged into this. He's going to need a lot of trainers, a lot of other people working with him. But the U of U is all about you. And it's about you developing yourself, doing the right thing, learning how to open up your heart and to be very kind. So I highly recommend, if you want to be successful in this business and you want to grow with this team, get plugged in. Get up and attend the U of U. Start reading some good positive books and get the cobwebs and all the doubt and everything else out. Because, there will always be haters. There will always be doubters. And there will be non-believers. And then there'll be you proving them wrong. Well, I hope that you get to join us, because that's really what we are. That's what we're about. Forever Green has been a very established company for over 10 years, actually about 12 years. They're public. Everything is out there for you to go take a look at, to embrace. But FG Express is a new division, and this is a very unique opportunity. Timing, talent, everything else always comes together. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is get plugged into our system, theglobalwinteam.com. Get over there and be sure to participate in what we're doing. Join globalwinteam.com. All you do is get plugged into it and make sure that every person that you share this with gets plugged into it and let them see for themselves. Now, the team is growing. The team by this time next year will be tens of thousands of people, perhaps even hundreds of thousands the way that we're going. You getting plugged into it right now, you have a great position. Sharing it with some of your friends, you're going to give them a great position. But the thing is, it's only going to go if you decide you're going to go. So I recommend to get plugged in. I recommend to embrace this, to be a product of the product. We have some awesome products. And most of us that have been using the products, we've seen some demonstrable things happen over the past couple of months. The energy goes up. We feel really, really good. We don't suffer from pain or anything else. But that's just the beginning of where we're going with this. So this will be the conclusion of this little training module. I highly recommend you get plugged into it. And congratulations. We're all going someplace, and kind of happy that you're going to be going along with us. I'll see you real soon.